All right, give it a second to find its brain. There it is. To everyone tuning in, thank you so much for being here. My name is John-micah, and this is my music room. And I am joined today by Peter Barber. Peter, thank you so much for being here and going on this adventure with me. This has been such a pleasure.
John-micah, it's been great. Thanks for having me on, and it's been great collaborating with you again.
Absolutely, yes, likewise. It's always so much fun. Due to some technical difficulties, we are only having one video feed until the music begins, but once the music starts, we'll have video for both of us, so it'll be great. So I've titled today sort of a wanderer's tale because I didn't actually notice it immediately, Peter, when you sent me the pieces, but I noticed sort of in hindsight that all of them have a theme of wandering or traveling in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely, yeah. As an artist, I tend to be drawn more to this kind of music. I think it's beautiful. I think so much beautiful music has been written about this theme. And then, in German Romanticism, the theme of isolation is so popular, and Schubert loved to write on that theme a lot. So we have Die Wanderer, which is really about basically a vagabond of sorts who is longing to find belonging somewhere, whether that's in actual physical space or with a group of people. Um, and this has been a favorite of mine for probably a year and a half now. I first got to sing it in a master class with Dr. Smith, which was of course a joy to work with a great leader of leader, if you will. And to have him there at USC is wonderful. So yeah, I don't know if you want me to wait to talk about the others, but this is the one we start with today, and it's one of my favorites for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And the poetry of Der Wanderer and sort of the different moods and different perspectives it goes through are very interesting. Do you mind talking to us a little bit about that?
Sure, sure, sure. So it starts out saying "Ich komme vom Gebirge her," which means I come here from the mountains, and he's kind of describing the scene where he's looking around. He's saying the valley is steaming, the sea is roaring. This is describing his travels. And then he says, I wander silently with little hope, and I'm always sighing as if asking where. In other words, where do I go to next? Where am I going to find that sense of belonging? Then he goes on more to describe how basically the mood of how he's feeling at every point. The sun to me seems cold, the blossoms are withered, a speech is empty. When I do end up talking to people, I feel like I'm a stranger everywhere. And then he kind of goes into this dream of longing for this land, saying, "Where are you, my beloved land? I've dreamed of you, but I've never known you." And then he starts describing this land, so green with hope, where the roses bloom, where my friends wander. And then he goes as far as to say, "Where my dead shall rise again." So you can tell this person is really carried away in the longing here. And then it comes back to say, I'm still wandering and I'm still sighing, asking where. And then the last line, which is such an interesting finish to this piece, is it says, "In a ghostly voice, the answer returns to me, saying, 'Where you are not, there is happiness.'" So essentially, you're just kind of doomed to be wandering for eternity, essentially, never finding that sense of belonging. It's a really amazing storytelling song there.
Absolutely. And the way that Schubert sets those words just brings the already incredible power of the poetry to life in wonderful ways. It's
Absolutely.
yeah, always so much fun for me to play or to hear, and so I'm really looking forward to that one here today.
Yeah, definitely.
So we follow that one up with a somewhat different mood of a piece with Fauré's Les Berceaux. Do you mind
Yeah,
talking to us a little bit about that one? It's a little bit more simple, but still a beautiful poem.
sure. Yeah, what I love about this piece is Les Berceaux means the cradles, and so part of this piece, it's a double entendre really. Part of this piece is actually talking about the physical cradles of the children that these sailors will leave behind when they go out to sea. Uh, you can kind of assume this is based around people living in a seaside town where that is just kind of that's how really the men, at least in this period, made their living was going out to sea and either fishing or trading or traveling in some way. Then how Fauré paints it is you have the rocking of the cradles, the actual cradles, but then it also talks about the rocking of the ships, which also do this. So they're rocking like cradles as well as the cradles of these children that are left behind. And it's beautifully painted in not just the melody, but especially the piano accompaniment part is really like the rocking, the steady rocking of the cradles and the steady rocking of the sea and the ships out on the sea.
It's true, and you almost hear a little bit of a gust in the middle, and then it calms back down, and you just have that
Yeah,
gentleness in the
exactly,
beginning.
exactly.
And then we close with English, so in that sense, it'll be easier for us to understand what's going on. And yet, the what the last song, "Poor Wayfaring Stranger," what it communicates is, I think, so powerful. The tune is very popular and probably well known to most of us, although this particular arrangement really brings it alive in some unique ways. Uh, can you talk to us some about the sort of the context of this piece and where it comes from?
Sure, yeah. So "Poor Wayfaring Stranger," it's a traditional piece of American folk and gospel tradition. It was likely first sung or first written in the early 1800s. It wasn't officially published until 1858. But it's a song. It's really a timeless song in the way that it really doesn't matter what period of time you've been living in. The feeling of being a wanderer is going to be possible no matter the time period, and basically no matter what you're doing in life. Even if you're well, actually something super relevant with today is how we have this almost false sense of connectedness with social media, yet uh, tons of people are still feeling super isolated, especially now, of course, because of the pandemic. So even in 2020, when you can be so connected, you still have people feeling like poor wayfaring strangers. So it's a really amazing, timeless piece, and it's no wonder that it's been done so many times and so many artists have really attached themselves to it.
That was a remarkably poetic description. I could not have put it better. Well, that's
Thank you.
wonderful. We are right a little bit just past the hour mark, so let's go ahead and get this music started.
Let's do it.
Ich komme vom Gebirge her. Es dampft das Tal, es braust das Meer, es braust das Meer. Ich wandle still, bin wenig froh. Und immer fragt der Seufzer wo, immer wo. Der Sonne dünkt mich hier so kalt, die Blüte welk das Leben halt. Und was sie reden, leer Schall. Ich bin ein Fremdling Wo bist du, mein geliebtes Land, gesucht, geahnt und nie gekannt. Das Land, so hoffnungsgrün, das Land, wo meine Rosen blühen, wo meine Freunde wandelt gehen, wo meine Toten auferstehen, das Land, das meine Sprache spricht, o Land, wo bist du? Wandle still, bin wenig froh. Und immer fragt der Seufzer, wo? Nimm geisterhauchternst mehr zurück. Dort, wo du nicht bist, dort ist das Glück. Berceaux, que la main des femmes balance. Mais viendra le jour des adieux, car il faut que les femmes pleurent et que les hommes crient tant à l'horizon qu'il et ce jour-là, les grands vaisseaux fuyant le port qui diminue sentent leur masse retenue par l'âme des lointains danger, traveling through this world of woe, and there's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to meet my mother. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of war, and there's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to meet my father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over
Okay, that is some art song repertoire to start off a Tuesday evening. Thank you so much, everybody who tuned in for watching. Appreciate you being here. Peter, thank you again so much for doing this. It's just such a pleasure to collaborate with you as always.
John-micah, it's really been fantastic, and I look forward to the next time, which I'm sure there will be.
I have no doubt. It's a small world. We'll find each other one way or another.
That's right.
If to those of you watching, if you're new to me, this daily stream is coming to a close, but we still have another week filled with lots of collaborations upcoming, so make sure you check that out. Also, Peter has lots of wonderful and creative music on his channel. He has recently been working especially with multi-tracked a cappella recordings that are absolutely fantastic, so make sure you go check him out. But that is all we have got for tonight. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.